Team ban.
Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and I am very excited to be bringing you the potentially final match of the King of the Hill series Season 4. This is potentially the final match because Guardian of Cenarius has got 9 points and the whole season ends when someone hits 10, so this is a very, very big game. For this match we have got iTRUEoGod acting as a challenger. He's the champion of the last season. This should be a very, very epic game, and I am joined by Also Nothing and Scooter, who are going to be co-casting with me, and Davide as well on stats. And I'm just going to hop over and join them now. They can hear me, but I can't hear them. It's hilarious.
What the wave talk about?
Hey guys, what's up? How's it going?
I want to know.
You no.
So, I guess we open. What do we think of these first picks and bans?
Nobody likes Sniper.
Nobody likes Sniper.
That's true. That is very,
Nobody
very
likes
true.
Storm Spirit.
I think people particularly don't like Storm Spirit when True's playing him. Same for the Shadow Fiend. There's a general thing, and then there's a when True does it thing, which is just orders of magnitude more annoying. Also the Troll Warlord, of course. A very, very deadly hero picked a lot in the meta scene at the moment, and almost always banned. Like, he'd be picked in every game if he wasn't banned in every other game. But what do you guys think of the support pickups? These are 3 of my favorite supports in the game, with Earthshaker at the top and Vengeful Spirit at the bottom. That's my view.
Well, obviously you need to flip that because Vengeful Spirit is the greatest hero in Dota, or dare I say, any game ever.
Alright, well, first of all,
that's
you
bold.
guys are wrong. Because Earthshaker's the best hero of any team of any ever, period.
With
Below
Earthshaker,
Jakiro.
it's really... I think Earthshaker is the hero with whom it's easiest to mess things up for your team. Like, with a lot of heroes, you can fail to contribute, but with Earthshaker, you can really screw it up.
You, sir, have not played OD.
As long as you're not bad.
Have not played OD.
It's easier to screw things up.
But definitely strong picks. A lot of CC going down. Like, my questions with Venge is she's only useful when she's like at the back lines with the sniper, but then she's not dropping her stun, and when she is dropping the stun, she's just dying, and it's not even a very good stun, and a bunch of other things, and she's picked all the time. I don't know. I just prefer my Earth Shakira. And Lion, of course, one of the deadliest supports in the game. That mana drain, those stuns, the finger, and the Lion Earthshaker is also a pretty deadly roaming combo. Like, if you imagine trying to play mid and suddenly having a Lion and Earthshaker appearing from behind you, that's game over, friend. That's bye-bye. That's GG.
Not unless you're Juggernaut and you got that Blade Fury.
If you can get it off, yeah, sure. That's a good point.
Valid point.
It's tricky, though. It's tricky. Or you got Vengeful Spirit there with the swap. I do like that for that as well. Saving carries. She can do that. Second round of banning seems... Oh, sorry, Libya?
I think that's the best thing about Vengeful Spirit is that her ult is so unusual that most people forget about it and they don't plan. And it's not terrifying like Lich is. Like, you're gonna go into every fight thinking, okay, watch for the Lich ult, get ready to split, but you're not like, watch for a swap.
It's
get
true.
ready to blink or something.
It's very, very true.
I'm really surprised no Tide bans, no Treant bans. I mean, a lot of what they have is based on everyone being really, really close together. Also, I mean, no one wants to get real close to that, you know?
Yeah.
The Shaker, the Lion, the Lich.
Like, these are some scary picks that we're seeing coming out now. Like, pretty much guaranteed we're going to be seeing an aggro try coming out of the Dire side. Like, Undying, Venge, Juggernaut is just terrifying. Juggernaut might not be the carry to round it off. He might go for the solo safe. But Undying and Venge means you're looking to get kills early and, like, wreck face. That's going to be scary. The Lich as well, very strange pickup because that gives, from an immediate look, 3 supports to True's team. And what that means is we're going to be seeing Carry Shaker. I've seen True do this a couple of times before. He's happy with it mid. So that's a thing he might be trying to just surprise Cenarius with. But, yeah. Lich also for True is the default go-to dual lane hero. So I think what we're going to be seeing is Lich, Bristleback on the off lane, Earthshaker mid, and Lion supporting somebody safe. But do you guys think... Okay, here's my question for you guys. Do you think Lion +1 is going to be able to survive against Vengeful Spirit, Undying, and then either Juggernaut or another carry?
I don't think they're ever going to be too far apart from one another, except for early game.
Alright.
I think you're going to have to be conservative with the Earth Spike.
Radiance
Don't be aggressive with the Earth Spike. Save it for when they're about to come at you.
I think that's a very good point there. Yeah, they're not going to be able to go aggressive into Vengeful Spirit and Undying. Not unless somebody on that team makes some huge mistake. Now, Timbersaw picked up there for Cenarius. That partly makes me want to say, okay, we got Timber going for the solo safe and Juggernaut joining the aggro try. The other possibility is if Cenarius has seen through the fact that True might be sending the Earthshaker mid, he could be playing the Timber mid. Because Timber would work fairly well in that situation, I think. He's got the nice escape to jump over Fissure, plenty of nuke, which he really loves dropping down on melee heroes, especially strength ones.
Radiance pick.
That could have been a very game-winning draft coming out there from Cenarius, if he has predicted this right. I could be totally overthinking this situation. But who knows? This is going to be crazy. Lina and Windranger as the final two bans. Thoughts on those two?
I'm surprised about the Lina. They already have a lot of squish. You know, a lot of setup, but a lot of squish. I would have seen another ranged carry to be banned. Like Luna or Morana. If Morana gets her ult off and they all kind of pop up on you, you're dead. There's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, I could have seen that. I think Lina has been played more and more in the carry position recently. That's the only way I could explain it. I think it would, you're right, on top of Lion, Earthshaker, Lich, be a bit bold. Especially with Timbersaw, Undying, Vengeful Spirit. Like, those are not heroes that you want to be messing around squishies with. Also, both Ginger. I don't know whether that's relevant to anyone, but not going to be getting any Gingers this game. Sorry. Unless they pick up Enchantress, I suppose.
Earthshaker is a Ginger.
He's like...
Is he strawberry blonde?
He's blonde.
He's a sort of he's blondish ears and then a sort of auburn breast.
I could like Juggernaut. I think arguably you could put in the ginger cap. I'm not sure whether that's hair or whether it's part of the mask, but it's ginger.
I thought he was like wearing a something.
Nobody knows.
No, he is wearing something because I have an item for him and that replaces that.
But that could just be a different hairstyle item. Anyway,
No,
Zeus and Templar Assassin as the final two pickups. Everybody on Twitch being like, "Why, Juggernaut? It's all about the Templar Assassin and the Zeus." Now, the Templar Assassin being picked up straight after Zeus, a little bit strange because, of course, Zeus can do the point reveal. So her ability to meld and dish out that extra damage or evade taking any right click harass is not going to work against a Zeus. Just it's not. That's not something you can do. Also, another huge. I mean, you were saying you didn't like the Lina scooter. What do you think about Zeus?
I don't know. I mean, they have a lot of stun. They have a lot of damage.
To go.
I think more than anything, they needed something with a little bit more kick. Maybe a slow. Well, no, they got that bristleback. Maybe Zeus is a good idea. I would have picked something with a little bit more push, I guess is the right way to put it.
I think it definitely looks radiant into an early game win. Like, with the support line that they've got, you're right, they've got a lot of abilities, but there's no right-click carry on there other than the bristleback, who sucks at being a right-click carry. That's a very interesting stat from Davide. Of course, with Templar Assassin's refraction charges, which basically allow her to ignore a certain number of instances of damage, damage over time, things like poisons, burns, are great because they just do ton of little bits of damage, get rid of the refraction immediately, and there is nothing like that on the Radiant. Until somebody picks up an Urn of Shadows, which I think might be the counter there.
Multiple hits of the Lich ult.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff they can. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff they can use to dish it out. It's just having that thing where you can right click him once as Viper and then refraction's gone. They don't have any nice little bits of magic like that. Libby, do you want to introduce one of the teams? Pick a team, any team.
Okay, let's do Radiant, because pretty sure I can pronounce all their names. So on the Zeus heading up top, we have iTRUEoGod. He's being helped out by Bimheart on the Lich, and some letters. Or sorry, that's Avogadro's number, maybe. I don't know.
I think it's the atomic weight of a mole. That's Ray. Yep. I don't expect you to know that, but it's that's Ray. I don't know the fancy name for moles. This is.
And where was I? Littlefoot on the Earthshaker, and Ocean Sam A on the Bristleback, who
Ocean Sam.
Battle
probably going
starts in
bottom.
3,
And of course, this is I don't blame you at all. I'm gonna put a thing I think in the rules for the next season about using your real names. This is the captain of the previous match, EYK, who has who's come in now to try and help True get a win, even though he couldn't. Scooter, do you want to introduce Dire? I may interrupt you if terrifying things start happening.
Alrighty. So, on the Venge, we have a absolutely naked Venge, that's weird to see, with H. Dacian. Interesting name. Ancient Guardian Cenarius on the Juggernaut, beautiful set there. On the Naked Undying, everyone's naked here, it's not a good sight. We have VK Thor, fun names. Temp mid against the Zeus, we have 1411, someone's address, I believe. Naked Temp? Yes, Naked Temp. This is a disgrace, ladies and gentlemen. And
I think it's amazing.
it's amazing.
More
Nudist
nakedness.
colonies. Dota nudist colonies. And then Howlium on the Timbersaw against the Bristleback. Interesting lane setup. Not what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah, it really isn't. I'm surprised at True because he's been talking for like days about how great Lich is when you're running dual lanes. So that made me think we might be seeing that. Is that
not what's happening?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought Radiant had gone aggressive initially with that big rotation they did up into the Dire jungle. But no, you're right. Okay, so it's a Lich supporting the Earthshaker. Okay, so it's not the Earthshaker mid. I think they were wise to do that because even if that hadn't been something that Cenarius had spotted out, he could just have sent the Timber there, and that would have been a big problem. But how well do you think they're going to do up against this defensive tri-lane? It's kind of scary.
My blade is swifter.
I think it'll be good. They have escapes. They have until like Venge hits level 6 or one of them hits level 6, they'll be fine. They have the fissure, Liches can freeze people. Everything's gonna be good.
And with the Lich, they can kind of counter getting pulled by just taking some creeps out of the mix.
Absolutely. I mean, to me, it's a very strange choice from Dire to not go aggressive with Undying Venge. Like, you don't pick those heroes unless you're trying to do something which gets you kills early. This, to me, is you've got Venge running the pools, which, okay, I understand, but she doesn't get much out of it. She's not a Sand King, she's not an Earthshaker. Even rushing her full stuff isn't crucial for the game. And Undying just not really able to do his thing here. You know,
Well,
he's
he's a gank bottom.
Hasn't leveled up her aura, which I think means she's accepted that she's not even going to be in the lane picture for a bit.
I mean, arguably leveling the aura not the best idea in the laning phase because it will give the damage to the creeps. They'll then be hitting harder than the enemy creeps. The whole lane will push. Like if you're trying to push down a tower, the aura is great. If you're trying to farm up a carry, not so great. Which is another reason why Venge is more suited to an aggro try. Vengeance aura does not affect creeps. Oh, David E, were you with your answers and your logic and you're being correct? Fine.
I was like,
Jeez.
You hoity-toity.
Jeez. Fine.
We almost saw that gank over with Lion. He had David E. Oh, looks like Temp's gotta run away. But no, Lion had the Invis rune, and for a little bit it looked like he was gonna be able to get that hex, but didn't end up working out.
I mean, Timbersaw's a tricky customer to try and go for that one. Even as a Lion, even at level 2, with 2 forms of lockdown, he can just sit through it and then Timber Chain out, especially that close to the tower. But yeah, would have been great. I almost think though, Lion with an Invis rune, to me that should head straight mid. That's a destination mid situation. And Ray getting a nice pull off here on the medium camp, but unfortunately the direction he pulled it, he ended up blocking the large camp, which admittedly was already blocked.
Double damage.
But still, maybe not the best way to do it. 14-11, getting plenty of last hits here on the mid, beating out the Zeus, not by a significant margin, just 19 to 15. But I honestly, the Chain Lightning does do a fair amount to get rid of the refraction charges, because it can, if you're really lucky, bounce to the Templar Assassin twice, I think. But it's really not going to be doing a huge amount. Static Fields, I suppose, is an extra point of damage. But this Zeus, I honestly think, as soon as TA starts picking up damage items, it's just gonna explode. Not even slowly, just explode.
There's a lot of roaming gank ability, even early game with the Radiant, that they're not really capitalizing on. I mean, I understand that Temp, can go invis mid, and Timber is very tanky bot, but I mean, if you have even the Lion kind of come around from the back up the top when they were pushed back to the Radiance tower, you could have gotten 1 or 2 of them, especially because Vengeance wasn't there.
David being right on more stats. But damn it. Why? Zeus picking up his Soul Ring, going to be able to spam out a little bit more against this Templar Assassin. But again, like anything that reduces your health, when you've got the potential for these crazy, crazy right clicks, is scary to me. It's scary. Very, very scary. Just picked up a huge load off the courier though.
User joined your
Bottle,
channel.
Soul Ring, Clarity. But to me that speaks of a struggle going on. The Tombstone is dropped up on top, but it's too easy for Earthshaker and Lich to keep this lane pulled into a place where they can't really be threatened, where they can just stay safe. And I don't see that Dire have a great chance to dive the tower either, honestly. They could with maybe Ward, but it'll be tricky. They don't have a tri-lane that's built for doing that.
Yeah, that made me nervous.
Apparently I wasn't audible on Dota TV before.
Very strange.
Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hello, I'm Scooter.
Open mic, mute co-broadcasters. The secret trick of the casting world. Because you never want to hear your co-broadcasters.
Nah.
Oh, Lion is in there. They're going to get the Zeus ult down as well. They just need a touch more. They're not going to get it. That was a big shame.
17 health.
It's good for True. He's now got control of the lane a little bit more. He can try and catch up to the Templar Assassin's lead. And in fact, honestly, with only 10 last hits between them, he could catch up in just the time she's been sent home. But a kill would have been so much better, so much bigger, and so much more.
I think he was already ahead in terms of levels.
Level 7, let's have a look at the TA. Level 6, yeah, you're right.
Let's look up.
And the fissure goes down. It might going to get first blood on Cenarius. No, the right click's just not enough. And Littlefoot possibly in danger here as well from zombies and the strength sap, but he manages to get out as well. Kills almost going down everywhere there. And more dives over on mid as the Beauty diving iTRUEoGod just needs one more right click, and that's first blood. They've got a chance on the second as well with a Vengeful Stun being dropped down online. Does drop the Earth Spike. Conewolf asking now about David and Dota TV. David is not talking, he is stat spanning. He is sick and nobody wants to hear
I
that.
am not taking care of him.
And Libby is a neglectful wife. That's the other thing we've learned apparently. Littlefoot and Lich having fun up on top. 300 gold on the Lich. And Vengeful hanging out with Templar Assassin over on the mid lane. Who's going to get this top rune? Earthshaker? Or the two Dire heroes that are racing for it? It looks like Dire unless he drops a very quick fissure. He does.
Which he does.
But he's not going to... Doesn't have the levels to make it last. TA does get the slow off, and Beauty's going to look to dive for a kill here. Earthshaker did pop a clarity there, so he'll be able to get the enchant totem stun off. But a right click there's useless because of those refraction charges. And that's a kill for TA. 1 for 3. Vengeful Spirit also going down. But now Radiant are rotating people in. They want to catch out this TA. Refraction still up, but almost down. Lion finished off as well. Beauty having so much fun. And Gothic diving straight in here from top lane. Getting the tombstone down. And that is huge. 6-1 for the Romanian boys. What do you think, guys?
Ouch.
That's a fair... Yeah. Good call. Good.
Bristleback is doing his job.
He is. He's pushing. Was it Bristleback who got the kill on Venge there? I don't think it's even still up on the board.
No, Bristleback's just hanging out bottom.
Oh yeah, sorry. And the Venge died over in the.
They're squishy and they have no right click, and yet they still kind of tried to go after the Venge. Like Littlefoot just stayed there and enchanted his totem and waited to see if they could do it.
Ocean being chased down here by the Dire team. Howloon wanting to get some right clicks in, but just can't do it quick enough with the rotation in there from True. Great Thunder God's Wrath. And just what you need to finish it. But Beauty wants a kill on her opposite mid. I don't know if she's going to get it though. There's a lot of heroes here to slow her down. Meanwhile, Jug, free farming up on top lane, as Jugs do.
The Dire courier position is very interesting.
That's That's a bottle courier, I think. Bit selfish, arguably, to keep it at mid when you're not actually even there and you're ganking another lane. But I think the idea behind it is for when Beauty gets back to the mid lane, just drop a bottle off on it and send it off. Yeah, someone's called it, I think. Zeus heading back over to the mid, going to be farming up a little bit more. Orb of Venom does 4 instances of damage. That's very interesting, David, but if I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure Orb of Venom doesn't actually do enough damage to count to get rid of a refraction charge.
Ending from miles away.
Undying also taking out the Lich up on top lane, and it seems like we might, if we can get any kind of more stuns on this Earthshaker. But we can't. But a Lich skill, not bad at all, and that's a little bit more of a lead for Wave Romania. 8-2 now. And that's a bit of a dangerous spike in the graph. Certainly nothing that they can't come back from. So yes, let's have a quick look at these refraction charges, just because I'm really interested to do this. If you could check that on the Dota wiki, Davide, just how much damage is required to get rid of a refraction instance, and how much damage the Orb of Venom does per tick. That'd be great, because I think I've got you on this one, mate. I think I got you.
Orb of Venom also varies based on melee or ranged.
It's true. Let's have a quick look at those stats. Well, that's actually only the slow, not the damage.
Ah, that's right.
So the poison damage is 3. I've just got a feeling here that you need something like 5 damage for it to count as an instance of damage for refraction. David, he's taking ages. I'm gonna check this out since we've got a pause.
Cool. This game brought to you by the Wave Gamers.
Where's our musical interlude, Scooter? That's what I hire you for.
Oh, my guitar's in the car.
There we go.
Does not remove refraction charges. Okay. Good to know. Good to gloat as well. Gloating's great. All 5 Dire heroes are heading up onto this top lane. I'm not sure they're wise to be doing that. There's potential to take a tower here. I'm not sure it's a tower they really need to be worried about taking.
Also, that's the only tier 1 currently that has full health. Oh no, nope. The one on Radiant bottom has taken 12 damage.
12.
That's the only full health tier 1.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a Dire who's pushing up on top. And Radiant tier 1, I think, has actually taken more damage than either of the other two. They certainly don't need to be worried about defending, but there's the potential here to push. I'm just not sure why they would overly. It's not even like there's an offlaner here who's really taking advantage of the protection of the tower. It's just Earthshaker. It'll be fine.
I think they're getting cocky. They're already 6 up, 10 minutes in. They want it. It's a psychological thing.
And maybe they think if they've gone for the sort of unusual Earthshaker pick that they have some secret strategy that they need to eliminate.
Valid points. And I mean, tower gold is never a bad thing. I don't disagree that they should maybe be pushing tower. That's a great choice. 8-2. I don't know. Maybe I'd go bottom. That's all.
We're being informed that Earthshaker is dead.
The Timbersaw's got some great graphic abilities he's sharing with us. Oh, and there it is. The pinnacle of Dota 2.
Love it.
Was not me.
Nope, I'm taking names. That's Howloon. I'll send one of the boys round to take care of him later.
Report him.
Are you able to report in lobbies? I'm not sure you can.
We should try.
We'll just call IceFrog's personal number.
Libby, of course, has IceFrog's personal number.
You have IceFrog's personal number.
Not many people know that you actually determine the content of every Dota 2 update as it occurs. Is that not right?
That is true.
Yeah. In fact, you are IceFrog.
I tried to throw you guys off by nerfing Venge's Wave of Terror.
Something that we thought Libby would never do.
Yeah. Because now, you can't use it on every creep wave. Grah! Not that I'm bothered.
And of course, you marry Davide, and what happens next? Phantom Lance are brought straight back into Captain's mode. I don't think that's coincidence.
I don't know.
I think there's a conspiracy here.
Gentlemen, jet fuel does not melt steel beams, is what we've come to conclude.
That's relevant evidence. Yeah, for sure. What do you know of jet fuel, Libby?
Is that a person? I'm so confused.
Uh,
Does not melt stale beans?
Steel beams. There she goes, getting all fake confused and stuff. Where were you the night of September 11th, 2001?
we're getting into deep conspiracy theorist territory here.
Well, the planes went into the building at like 10 in the morning, so it don't matter where I was at night.
Touche! Where were you, Scooter? This is really heating up now, guys.
Listen, alright. None of what this is means anything. Life is an illusion.
Why did the runes have health bars? Is
I was
what
gonna say
I'm
that.
wondering right now.
I
But
was
it's
wondering
just
how
like
many
contract.
people were wondering that. That is a TA trap currently in the process of being set, or either just graphically glitching and not showing up during the
Okay.
calls. But it's a TA trap. If you click on it, it says Psionic Trap, which some bounty runes have. Some bounty runes are also Psionic Traps. It's a little known fact. But
Yeah, I was gonna say they changed
Like-
the image for it.
No, you just have to damage the bounty rune until it's dead.
Yeah.
That's how you claim it.
yeah,
Accidentally deny
Have
the
to
bounty
kill it.
rune.
those rumors are lies. One of us is lying, and you cannot work out which.
Is that a
Earthshaker
lie?
being covered up on the minimap here. Not a popular guy on the minimap, apparently. And we do have the RC.
Confirmation.
G.
No,
I think people want us to G.
Oh, nope, he's so dead.
Radiant's middle tower
Who's so dead?
is
Where's so
under
dead?
siege.
Earthshaker. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's aware just how dived he's about to be. Bristleback, of course, getting free farm in the meantime. Bristleback, not the scariest free farmer. Littlefoot trying to run. The complex rotations from TA and Timbersword not even needed or relevant in that, other than maybe to scare away the TPs.
Radiant's top tower
And this
is
will be the
under
first tower of the
siege.
game going down, I think. But the thing is,
Bottom tower
Dire
is under siege.
have invested all their heroes up here. Radiant have only
top
got 2
tower
down at
has
been.
been
They might be able to get
destroyed.
the tower down as well.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Why didn't they fortify? I'm kind of confused about that.
That is
Radiant's
that
top
is user
tower
error.
is under attack.
The only thing I can say, especially with
Dire's
the
bottom
fortifications
tower is
respawning
being
after tier
attacked.
1s go down, that is just a mistake. Cannot think of a reason why you would do that.
Radiant's top tower is
TA
under
diving
siege.
deep on the Lich, just needs one more and gets it. That
Dire's bottom
massive,
tower has been
massive
destroyed.
meld damage. Zeus finishing off Vengeful Spirit though with a nice Thunder God's Wrath, and those zombies are going to be slowing down any chase he tries to put out. There's the Chakram out from Timbersaw. Howloon getting caught out by TA, and Beauty just having a really fun game here.
Such wrecked. Many kill.
I think the moral we learned from the sneeze going through refraction is that germs are
Dire's bottom
unstoppable.
tower is under
true.
siege.
You should always wash your hands,
Double
lest you
damage.
spread the flu.
And that's straight from
Or,
Icefrog, guys. Take
Do what
take
we
it
were talking about
seriously.
before the game.
TA as well getting the pressure on mid. Now we did see Radiant get the tier 1 bottom down as well, so at least in terms of towers that was an even trade. But Dire just seems to be picking up more and more kills
Radiant's
the longer
middle
the game
tower
goes
is
on.
under
311
attack.
now, the XP lead just increasing. The gold lead just increasing. We actually... That's weird. Davey! Have a look at the gold graph and the gold graph and tell me if you've ever seen a line that horizontal before. The team's earning the exact
Radiant's
same
bottom
amount of
tower
gold
is under
for at least,
siege.
what's that, 5 minutes? That's weird. That's really weird. Graphs aren't meant to be horizontal.
I mean,
Ugh.
don't put
Radiant's
your...
bottom tower is
Good
under
personally
attack.
offended.
Wait, maybe they're
I
not
don't think that
actually
pop-up
damaging
popped
it.
up, Davey. I saw something on the edge of the screen.
They
There
are.
we go. Only shows margins of 10 or
Radiant's
more. Oh,
bottom
okay.
tower is under
Farming
siege.
the exact same amount to within a margin of 10 or more. That's still pretty nuts. I haven't seen that.
Radiant's bottom tower has
For
fallen.
5 minutes.
Yep.
GA TPing over mid, looking for her next pick off, this time on the Lion. Gonna have the Zeus there as well though, and Hexed under tower. That's all the refraction charge is gone. This might be it. Lion does not have finger, only level 5. And the refraction's back up. The traps are down to slow down EYK, blinked out as well.
Zeus doesn't have enough mana for the ulti, but it wouldn't kill it
Dire's
anyways.
top tower is being attacked.
If they'd had the 6 on the Lion, that's unfortunate. And Bristleback here going to be gaining the benefit of some stacks in the jungle. And Dire going for a quick Roche. It's very early, but they've got good tanks for it. They've got great armor reduction with the TA and the Vengeful Spirit. And that's a very quick Roche there for Dire. They're just going to keep trying to snowball on this. And they're in the great position of having the latest scaling carry in Juggernaut, but also the snowball lead to let you dominate the mid game, just with this 3-11 scoreboard. Scooter has just had to AFK for a sec. So, Libby, what do you think Dire do now?
I think I'm going to take this mid tower.
I think you're right. The big thing for them is going to be keeping that catapult alive, though. If they can do that, they'll take it a smidgen faster. But it looks like TA is more concerned with the kills. The trap misses that time, though, so no slow.
This would be a time for my secret Winter Wyvern strat.
Your secret Winter Wyvern strat?
Oh yeah.
Dun dun dun.
It's
Is it a strat?
It is a strat.
Radiant's middle tower has been destroyed.
I wish there was Winter Wyvern in this game. I get the feeling I might be able to entice you to reveal it, but unfortunately not. The mid tower goes down, as predicted. Puppy is not... No, Puppy and Ice Frog can't be the same person, David. That's ridiculous. Juggernaut farming up the Radiant Ancients, because why not? It's more food is more fun when you steal it from your enemies. That's really the lesson that we learned here today.
Top tower is being attacked.
Littlefoot getting some decent farm up, but let's have a look at the items here, and I think it's going to be kind of scary. TA with the Deso recipe, but not the Mithril Hammer. I think that's probably a result of her buying out when she thought she was going to die, and she has got the other Mithril Hammer now, so that'll be an even scarier TA coming out very, very soon with a nice combo with the Vengeful Spirit as well to reduce her armor to kind of scary levels. TA is caught out by the Hex, but the Tombstone is dropped to fend off the Radiant heroes. Now, it's a bit of an early Tombstone, but it is still well beyond the tier 2 that they're currently trying to right-click down. So objective will be taken, I'm pretty sure. The Fissure drops down. They might look for this now. Thunder God's Wrath takes care of Juggernaut. That's a great initiation for Radiant if they can capitalize on it. Bit slow coming out of the gate, though. We are getting some snot down on Gothic on the Undying. The chase on him is speeding up, but TA turns back into it. Wants to right-click down this Bristleback, but dies to a beautiful, beautiful Earth Spike there from the Lion. The Lich Jolt gets popped, finishes off the Timber as well. Finger doesn't quite manage to finish off Dyson's Vengeful Spirit, so that was a waste. With Lion falling in exchange, and TRUEoGod, one of the last on the team, just manages to make it out, and Littlefoot, the final kill there for Dyson on the Vengeful Spirit with a double kill. Not every day you see that. 5-16. The fight recap actually showing roughly equal damage coming out of these two teams. Only slightly more from the Dire, but it made all the difference.
The sad thing is that Earthshaker now has died more times than he has fingers. On one hand, he cannot even count the number of times.
That's we need the world's smallest violin, and the smallest violin that can be played with 3 fingers on one hand.
3
of
fingers
course.
with 3 giant bear fingers. Is he a bear?
I've always seen him as more of a kind of cow.
A cow.
More of a cow.
I see him as like he's definitely a gorilla. Definitely gorilla.
A gorilla?
You guys are crazy.
I always thought he was a bear.
You guys.
I think he's an experiment.
you guys never played Warcraft 3.
Cows have cloven hooves.
The Tauren. Like elves don't exist, Libby. There's lots that you've done in this game, Ice Frog, that isn't in the real world. Cows also don't, do some of the other things that Earthshaker does, like Echo Slam. You're pretty terrifying trying to farm a cow if every cow could Echo Slam once every couple of minutes. Especially a herd of cows. Can you imagine?
I really want to point out that Observer Ward that Lion almost killed has exactly 1 health.
Dun, dun, dun. That's actually kind of funny.
Oh, tragic day.
Oh, tragic day!
The Echo Slam does go down, and Juggernaut again picked off. Cenarius winning the game as captain, but really as Jug just being food for those Thunder God's Wrath. Thunder God's Wrath. Levelfoot getting a nice Echo Slam off there, using the zombies, but it's just not enough at this stage in the game, and he's finished off by the Timbersaw, who makes it out as well.
Tower is under siege.
Victor creating the space. I think what they're looking to do here is mainly take advantage of opportunities, as we see Beauty bounce straight up onto the high ground here. EYK is doing damage, but just can't get past the refraction charges. A beautiful Timber Chain out as well for Howloon, but he is finished off there by the Zukaras. Roshan up in 3 minutes. Do Dire wait, or do they try and dive now, guys? He said as they dove. But, I mean, after the TA gets out, do they carry on diving, or do they...
Oh, creep blocked!
Is TA gonna fall? She is.
And
That's
there's
big.
There's no stuns though. Oh!
No stuns.
At least I deigned to notice.
Earth Shaker.
Cow shake.
Confirmed cow shake. But so do Dire try and push now, do you think? Do they wait for the Roche? What's the play?
I think they push now because Earthshaker has no items, and I'm bewildered.
He's getting Blink Dagger.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Omni-Slash used on a quick lion pickoff.
Why? There's a fine line between
See, now here's where the Radiant's gonna start coming back. Because what it really comes down to is items versus level. While on the Dire we'll have a lot of item-oriented fights. On the Radiant, now they're caught up in level. There's a lot
Radiant's
of
bottom
level-oriented
tower
fights
is being attacked.
with the Radiant. Dire, they're all items. I mean, yeah, they're.
I mean, have a look at your XP graph.
What's up?
Have a look at your XP graph. It's a little it's got better, a smidge.
You're right. But at this point, they finally got to the point they should have been 10 minutes ago.
Sure, I can see your level 2 ultimates.
Which, even though the Dire team is pretty fed, they can come back because their team fight is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
And
the
of
only
course,
reason they came back then was that the other team didn't have any mana.
and one of the reasons I think the Earthshaker was picked was to get straight in on the Tombstone and get a beautiful Echo Slam off right in the middle of that giant team fight. And he is one of those heroes who can bring you back from the edge. And I think Wave Romania here have pushed Wave into the edge. But they're not quite over it yet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Also, Bristleback is one of those heroes who in the late game can just become so impossible to kill, and you have to brace yourselves for like
Dire's
a
top
25
tower is
second
under
engagement.
siege.
Same thing
And I'm
with
not
Timbersaw
totally
and
sure
Undying,
that.
though. It's gonna be
Dire's
fun to
top
see
tower is being
the battle
attacked.
of the extremely large healths, and then the other
Dire's
4 heroes on
structures
the
have
way
been
in.
fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Dire going for the last external tower here. Cenarius again leading from the front, and honestly, with an Undying on the team, I don't love this. We've already seen just how quickly they can finish him off
Radiant's
with Echo
bottom tower
Slam,
is under siege.
Thunder God's Wrath. They don't need much more than that. There's the Echo Slam. The Fissure though gets stunned out, and Earthshaker does not get it off. There's no more stuns coming out for Radiant. The finger goes down, finishes off the Juggernaut, but Lich and Earthshaker both down for Radiant, and Dire diving hard. Timbersaw finished off as well. Just those Quill Spray charges on the Bristleback just building up and building up. But TA only just arriving to the fight and looking to get some more kills off for her team.
Let me put it in Old English so that it will
Gonna back up and just try and focus down the tier 2. TRUEoGod does seem to want to fight here. Blinks past the trap. Gonna keep running up again and again, but not gonna do enough to get rid of that trap. And in fact, slows himself going for it and gets picked up there with a nice blink from Beauty. Now 60 seconds on the only carry in the game other than Bristleback for Radiant. They're not in a happy place right now, and Roshan has respawned.
For now.
Seeing as how Jug, do your thing, Jug.
Get that ward up, bro.
Doesn't
Ward,
even need it.
ward not needed. No, the crits and the lifesteal seem to be keeping him fairly full. I'd probably pop the ward. It's level 3 apart from anything else. If you don't like the ward, don't skill the ward, bro.
Roshan has been killed by the Dire.
Moving out now, and I think this really is last legs kind of time for True. It's not to say they can't win, but especially if they get the bristle back they're currently rotating around on. He's been hit by the slow. Cenarius is coming in with Omni Slash off cooldown, and he's going to finish off the lane. Wave of Terror scouting out for Dire. And let's actually have a look at their vision here as they approach the high ground. They do not have good wards up for pushing high ground. I will say that.
Do Temp's illusions trigger Sideblades?
No. Davide, you have a mission. No.
No.
Didn't even have to look that up. Because I told him.
Earthshaker's back and he's got an Echo Slam. He really wants to use it too.
I don't think the Dire are going to be too afraid about pushing though. Radiant have a chance, but I don't think Dire need to worry too much. If that Echo Slam were to go down right now by a misclick, I think Littlefoot would be flamed off the team in a second. There it is though. It goes down on 2. They managed to get a whole creep wave in it as well, and the Aegis is popped. Earthshaker dies for his trouble, and the Lich Shot has gone down as well, bouncing between zombies. Juggernaut falls down, and that's 3 dead Radiant heroes with nothing to show for it on the Dire.
I smell a GG.
EYK being chased out of the fight by TA as the mid tier 3 goes down here. They don't actually have a creep wave, so they are trying to force us a little bit, but they can get the Radiant creep wave down and now just go ham. The glyph has come out. TRUEoGod looking to get a couple more kills here. Beautiful switch there from Dyson, followed up by a stun, and they do have the right clicks to capitalize on it. EYK trying to get in there, getting some more beautiful quill spray stacks down on the entire Dire team. Finishes off the Juggernaut. We've got Lion coming out as well to help him out, but a huge Timbersaw nuke there on Timberchain is going to take EYK down to basically nothing. Timber's still chasing him, messes up the Chakram, and getting mana drained. This is going to be a tricky kill for Howloon.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Unfortunately for Littlefoot, who's got a nice fidget down there to try and help, he's going to be the one who ends up feeding the Timbersaw after a nice rotation there for Beauty. Well, they've got to back out. That is true. Oh, and Beauty! You got caught in the trees, buddy.
It's probably
You got caught in the trees.
to worry about.
That's what Timbersaw is for.
Do you think he did that deliberately? Just to get the Timbersaw working for his money.
Like pretending like that she's helpless. Timbersaw, help me, please! You're my
That's
only
sexist.
savior.
Doesn't strike me as TA's character, but I do think it might just fit within Beauty's, especially at 31 to 13. Gothic pushing out the bot lane, and I think they are really in a good position here. They didn't manage to get the tier 3s there, but they got big damage down on the mid one. Got more kills, and now just need to push these side lanes out and then go for a win, I think.
Is a comeback possible?
Yes. Echo Slam, man. Echo Slam and Quill Spray. Those will turn around fights. And, you know, we've been saying that Radiant are really squishy. Dire are squishy too.
Yeah.
They're going to get less so, and they've got a Timbersaw. But Radiant have a Bristle, and can also buy items, I suppose.
Do the zombies count towards the Echo Slam total?
Davide. I believe the answer is yes, but I'm going to let Davide handle that one, because I don't want to be wrong again.
You came too close to the secrets.
Good Lich pick off there from Beauty.
It's all enemy units.
Okay.
I know the Shadow Shaman wards don't. They are, I think they count as buildings for that purpose, but
Yes.
same with Veno wards.
The same way that the actual tombstone itself doesn't count towards an Echo Slam.
It's a good point. I like that. I like that. And Dire are preparing here for the big dive. Beautiful blink in from TA. Does manage to finish off the Lion there before the real push even really starts. Big switch on TRUEoGod there, who pops his E-Blade to get out, but there's an Omni Slash waiting for him. Cenarius, though, just not dealing a huge amount of damage this game. Littlefoot does come in with the Echo Slam, but the carries were, well, the Juggernaut was magic immune. Not enough creeps around to do significant damage, and that's a dead Earthshaker as well. Radiant are not giving up, though. They are fighting straight into the teeth of this Tombstone. Thunder God's Wrath almost nets them a whole load of kills. Dire are looking low. The tier 3 is down. Beauty with Refraction up, actually looking to come back in here and scout out a couple more kills. Blinks, right clicks True, and one more. for the kill.
Go easy.
The
And suddenly Dire are feeling a little bit more confident on going back in and finishing off these racks. Now I'm not sure about the comeback. What do you guys think?
Me either.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle barracks has been
I think a
destroyed.
main problem with the Radiant's team, obviously aside from the squishiness, is Zeus's just kind of innate ability to clear wave does not match up at all with Earthshaker's want with a lot of creeps.
Dire's bottom
So,
tower is under attack.
You have the Zeus kind of clearing everything, and then the Earthshaker trying to go in, but there's nothing really to bounce his Echo Slam off of, so there's not much to be able to go off of.
Dire's
I'm actually
bottom
surprised
tower is
Dire are
under
running
attack.
as quickly as they are. They don't have mana, but they don't have a lot of mana, but they've got enough. They could definitely be getting a couple more pickups here
Dire's
while
bottom tower is
the
being
Radiant
attacked.
Heroes are still respawning. They're losing their window now, though, as they choose to go for it.
I'll take
Juggernaut
that.
picking up a bounty rune and heading up into his own jungle to farm. So we're not going to be seeing the full 5 aggression here coming out of Dire. That's a dead Wildwing, though.
Blessings.
How dare that thing exist?
Invisibility.
You know, that's where you find out that Timbersaw wasn't really trying to kill the Wildwing, he was trying to kill the tree behind it.
Maybe he was trying to kill the demons inside of himself.
Maybe that's a dark interpretation, but maybe the tree of life is what he's really mad at. I don't know.
Radiant smoked. Dire saw it because of the Psychonic traps in their base.
And they're just gonna go and get that rack. I think Radiant are right to realize that they may as well sack this. I don't know if they're going to be lucky with this gank attempt though. They have managed to catch up Gothic. We've got a stun coming out from Littlefoot as well, and that's one. Beauty has rotated in as well as Dyson. Beauty caught out by the stun here. Thunder God's Wrath down. Dyson being nuked down here by EYK is finished off. But Beauty on the back line is just tearing through the Dire heroes. Finishes off Undying, finishes off Venge. Now chasing down the Bristleback. And with a blink, she can keep chasing him. I think I got some of the names mixed up there. But basically, Dire are winning.
Bunch of people died.
Bunch of people died, Dire are winning. And Juggernaut still farming.
Radiant structures have been fortified.
I think Cenarius is like, yeah, I'm going to win the tournament, and I want to do it with a 6-slotted hero being played by me in the final game.
Oh, is this the final game?
Well, it is if Cenarius wins it. That's what's at stake here. It's first to 10 points, he's at 9. Howloon there stealing a little bit of the farm. Cenarius taking that little bit further away from his dreams of being 6-slotted. And TA warding up the Roche, which will be up fairly soon. Radiant jungle being farmed by Dire heroes. It's never a fun thing to see if you're over on the green side. And what do you think the next play is here for Dire True? Because Scooter. Because honestly, I think they should be pushing, but they don't seem to be grouping up a 5. They haven't really in the last few minutes, anyway.
They know they've got it. There's not much the other team can do about it. Jug might just be farming up a Divine. Just a hunch.
And you know what I realized? So Radiant has a bunch of really big one-time damage dealers with the ults from Earthshaker, from everyone except Bristleback. But they all have really long cooldowns. And so I think that the Dire has just realized that all these cooldowns are back up, and then maybe don't want to push into that.
Tombstone arguably wasted a little bit here, dropped on the high ground, but they didn't manage to get much tower damage down with that creep wave. And Roshan has spawned. I think Dire should, yeah, they've spotted it out, that's pinged by Undying, and they're going to back out and go play him.
What I think they were trying to do, the Radiant that is, was focus a team fight around Bristle, but you can't do that when you're up against a team who's smart, who knows how to play the game. You know, it was a dumb. It wasn't an intelligent move on my end, I believe. Could have been done better.
Could have indeed. And Radiant, I think recognizing the timing, They know what's going on, and they are smoking straight over to that Rosh pit. They know this is the last chance they have. I'm not sure they're going to get there in time, though. Roshan's down. Radiant look like they still want to go. TRUEoGod blinks in. Not sure why it's TRUEoGod, though. Littlefoot gets a nice echo. There's the combo. This is huge. Jug does get his ult off, though. And that finishes off most of the Radiant team. That was a nice way to end it. With a beautiful play there from Radiant. But I'm not sure it'll be enough. Ocean Samar getting slowed by the PA traps, and a blink now in front to hit him from where he can't reduce that damage, and that's the team wipe. Cheese on TA, Aegis on Jug as well. That was big, and I think that might just be GG. TA, who looks like to want to just run straight down into mid lane. No, they're going to go bottom in response to these buybacks that are coming out from Radiant. Fissure goes down. Ray looking for a wow, TA jumps on his face before I can even finish the sentence and makes him explode. More explosions. And Littlefoot picked off by the massive damage that comes out of TA. SFM Heart in danger here. I don't think he realizes just how it would only require 2. He's thinking he's full health. He's thinking being safe to the fountain makes him safe, but it doesn't. Cheese popped on the TA there. And TRUEoGod pops his E-Blade to stay away from TA. Jug did fall on the back lines there, but comes straight back with the Aegis, and they're going to keep up pressure on the Rags. Howloon trying to make some space, drawing off the Radiant heroes. Beauty going for kills in the meantime, but just can't do damage to that Bristleback quite quickly enough. He is a tank. The Lich Ult is popped onto PA and her illusions, but doesn't bounce too much, and ends up getting him killed. Both Rags down now. Earthspike comes out from Lion, but again, these squishies are just picked off in seconds by the TA with crit Deso. And now we've got Blade Mail Undying to make the space and get people out. Beauty blinks straight back in, finishes off the Zeus, finishes off the Bristle. Lich actually maybe wishing he'd saved his ult for that last engagement, and GG called out there by True. Littlefoot, does he have something? He's got the Echo! And I honestly think that could have been a couple of kills for his team there. But GG. Wow. Last thoughts, guys.
Have sustained damage, not more damage than you can imagine every 90 seconds.
Is a valid point.
28-1 Templar Assassin. 0-11 Earthshaker.
It is Centurion's first championship because David was not there.
Or so he tells himself so he can fall asleep at night.
That's what I tell him.
And we have that no admin rule that David hates. But yeah, great job to both teams. Thanks everybody who's came, of course, not just for this game, but for any game in the whole tournament. It's been a real pleasure. We've had more interest than ever, and we will be getting on with Season 5. We don't have a definite date yet, but I'm thinking very, very soon. Very, very, very soon. You did invent that rule, but you also hate that rule, admit it. But yeah, thanks very much, co-casters. Thank you very much, David.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, with the end of the season, I think that will probably do with casting for tonight. But Guild Night is every Saturday, whether there's Koth going on or not. So if anybody has been watching or enjoying it, please do tune in for the next season. And we will see you guys shortly. Good night.
Scoot, scoot.
Scoot, scoot.
Bye.